Hi, everyone, and welcome to Endava Shorts. I'm Joe Dunleavy, the head of innovation at Endava, and I'm delighted to be joined by my colleague, Justin Marcucci, our chief digital officer. How are you, Justin?
Good. How's it going, Joe?
Good, thank you. So, first things first, how would you suggest a company gets started with their digital acceleration?
Great question, Joe. The best place to start from a digital acceleration standpoint is the team. Pull the team together that you believe has got the right set of skills to drive the kind of digital accelerated innovation that we're looking to achieve here. And that all comes down to the cross-functional nature of those folks. You want to make sure you have a group of individuals that have a wide background of experience and have expertise in a lot of different areas. And the value of having that wide a background is that you're much more likely to triangulate the best solution moving forward if you're coming at it from a lot of different angles, from an architectural angle, from an engineering and development angle, from a product and an experience angle, from an industry expert angle. That sort of coverage of that cross functionality and that multidisciplinary team provides you with enough breadth to really challenge the decisions that are made and make sure that you're moving forward with something that's going to yield the best product at the end of the day.
Right. And any, I suppose, maybe asking a somewhat unfair question, but any standard digital acceleration roadmap you've come across out there, or it's very much case by case depending on the company?
It's definitely case by case. I mean, the virtue and the nature of digital acceleration as an approach is that it's about acting as deliberately and creating something as tangible as possible based upon the specific set of criteria and assumptions that are happening within that business and with that customer set, right? And so as a result, it's really hard to say, here's the roadmap you should follow, company, because we don't know the nuance of that. I will say it's, again, more about an approach and a mindset and taking really small, rapid, measurable chunks of functionality up around a vision that you've determined is got the highest probability of success and building them out and then challenging the heck out of it once there's a little bit of progress done to validate whether it's still correct.
You mentioned culture, you mentioned a couple of things there. What would you see as maybe some of the key pillars from a successful strategy?
Absolutely. So there's really what I would consider three key pillars for a successful digital acceleration engagement. The first one is make sure that you are focusing on attacking your problem again in these rapid, iterative, but highly measurable steps. Don't try and build anything too big all at once over a long period of time because you lose the ability to validate either the technical accuracy of what you're building or the market desire for the functionality that you're putting in place. Focus on rapid iterative steps and take a series of small steps to get to that goal. And between each step and during each step, put it in front of users as much as possible to get their feedback and get data. The second one is just start building. Build as soon as possible, right? If you have an idea for, again, an experience or a piece of functionality, build it. See if the technology is going to work. See if the way that it drives a user experience or the user episode is going to be successful or delightful. But as quickly as possible, start putting real things in real people's hands, both you from a technology development standpoint, validating code and validating experiences, but also in your users' hands. And doing so and building quickly allows you to see your either mistakes or see the areas that you need to improve much earlier in the process, correct them, and then move forward successfully.
Right.
Then I think that the third one is about empathy, showing empathy for your users. Take the time to really understand what your users want, what the mindset they're going to have when they're experiencing this new product and platform, and build an experience that is as seamless for them as possible and allows them to achieve the goals that they're setting out to accomplish in as few steps as you can. And putting yourself in the headspace of that user is absolutely critical because otherwise, regardless of how quickly you move, you might not have built a product that's going to be acceptable to users.
Let's switching gears a little bit from that in terms of what do you see as the role of a leader in digital acceleration?
That's a great question. The role of a leader related to digital acceleration is about empowering their team to take some chances, take some design risks, whether that's technical or experience design. The role of a leader is about ensuring that that team can operate in as purely a safe environment as possible and not be afraid to fail, not be afraid to try something that doesn't work. And so it's creating that environment that empowers them to take those necessary risks to drive the innovation is critical. At the same time, leaders, in a digital acceleration environment, need to, as much as possible, be helping to plow the road for those teams. So, trust that your team is going to do the right thing, and then face out and make sure that you're clearing the road of any political obstacles that may happen within your organization, or funding obstacles, or even being able to staff the right people and get the right people freed up. All right, so ensure that you're focusing your efforts on giving them the best possible environment in which to work, and trust that they're going to be able to do the right thing without you getting your hands dirty in there and potentially messing them up.
If an organization is maybe struggling with the technology expertise in-house, so if they don't have it, on board, what would they do? How would they start their digital acceleration? Like, is there any things you'd recommend for a company that maybe, it's different if I have an AI engine or an AI team in-house? If I don't, where would I start?
I mean, clearly, in fact, most organizations probably are not going to have the entirety of the right set of people to put together the crack digital acceleration team that they need to move forward with. But that's why there's a huge ecosystem of technology providers, companies like Endava, companies, there's a lot of companies that provide these sorts of things. Clearly, in the context of Endava, we want our organizations that we work with to have people within their team and within their organization on the digital acceleration teams, alongside of Endavans. When you have multiple organizations, both the organization that has hired you, as well as the team that is providing that service, when they're able to work together and work in a creative and innovative environment in the context of digital acceleration, you're going to get a much better product at the end of the day, because you have, again, a wider set of individuals with wider breadths of experience, helping to make decisions. And so, as much as possible, we would encourage organizations to bring in consultants, or bring in technologists or engineers or designers from other organizations into their teams, because it's going to make them more successful.